Hello everybody, this is Karen Porter and I am providing this short video as an update in preparation for the exam number 2, the creative exam for the course in Marketing Communications 343 that is going to incur during class on Thursday, April 9th. That class is going to be proctored. I should say the exam is going to be proctored, I believe, by Dr. Klaus Uhlenbrook, who is the chairman of the Department of Management and Marketing. And if he's not there or unable to do that for some reason, there will definitely be someone else there to proctor the exam in his absence. Nonetheless, I wanted to give you just a little bit of background about this exam, especially given the fact that we've not been able to be together over the last few class periods, and I just wanted to bring everybody up to speed. Honestly, there is not that much completely unique about this exam at all. What I would advise is for you to get the best study out of the exam and just preparing for it in the best possible way would be to focus on, of course, your textbook readings. As I'm sure you have noticed, I do not simply talk about in class what is in the text and vice versa. So consequently, it will be really important for you to read the textbook and to make sure you're comfortable with the material in the text for this particular exam. In addition to that, you will want to make sure that you have also reviewed all of the slide decks and any of the attachments that you find on the BMKT 343 page on the osmm.net website. That's your page that you've been going to all semester. So anything that has been downloaded there since the last exam, PowerPoint presentations, handouts, notes, Word docs, anything like that, it would definitely be advisable that you take a look and just review all those materials. That should be a review for you, and there shouldn't be a need for you to go through everything in complete detail. But again, depending on whether you've been coming to class, how attentive you are when you're in class, all of those things will play a role. So definitely just make sure you spend ample time going through those particular materials that are posted there on the page for you. In addition to that, I have mentioned that as far as your textbook goes, I will not be testing for or testing on things that are, for example, a chart or something that is in one of those little pull-out sections, unless I've specifically notated that in class. And there were a few instances on some of those slide decks that I did mention that, be sure you take a look at this exhibit on this particular page, or to be sure to pay attention to Professor Tom Groth's notes on ways to get creative ideas, I think was one of the topics that I asked you to pay attention to. If things were brought up for you in that type of a situation as we went through slide decks and discussions in class, that means there is a very strong likelihood that there is a test question on one of those areas. Otherwise, just focus on the main content in your textbook and know that I'm not a person that ever tries to get tricky. I'm not going to pull something out of the footnotes or some wacky little tidbit somewhere. All definitions, though, all of the main concepts, all of the main material presented in the textbooks chapters that are covered on this exam are going to be fair game. So I just want you to be very aware of that. As is the case on the previous exam, this one is also going to be 50 questions, multiple choice, 2 points apiece for a total of 100 points. There isn't really anything extremely out of the ordinary about this test other than what we've already talked about. But I would like to just note that there are probably a disproportionate number of questions about different types of advertising formats. So as we went through again, both in your text as well as in class, we went through some different types of ads, like slice of life ads, and what makes them different than an action, or not an action, excuse me, oh, for goodness sakes, I'm forgetting the term of the type of ad format. Of course, right when I'm trying to talk to you about it. In any case, slice of life ads, testimonials, the difference between a celebrity endorsement and a testimonial by an individual person. kinds of things that would be a demonstration ad, for example, or when that might involve something like animation or other types of unique creative techniques. So there are a number of questions, and by a number, I don't know the exact number, I didn't go through and count, but definitely a half dozen or 8 questions that involve different types of ad formats. And because we did spend some time reviewing ads in class, we talked about some Clio ads, we talked about different formats and what will make television ads in particular jump out, what kinds of ads tend to be used for different kinds of purposes. There are more questions on that topic area than on any other topic area, and I just wanted to make sure that I didn't leave you with expectations on that particular part of the exam, okay? Other than that, though, I think everything is pretty well proportioned across the chapters and across the various slide decks, so I don't expect that there's going to be anything really unusual or out of the ordinary about this exam at all. The only thing I do regret is by having a proctor in the exam, you will not be able to ask me a question or clarification. Dr. Uhlenbrook, if he is the one proctoring the exam, is a is a management person, not a marketer, and I'll be the first to tell you that. So he is not going to be able to clarify test questions or ask or answer for you any specifics. If you wanted to go up and say, ask me a question, had I been there in person, he's not going to be able to answer some of those questions. There again, though, I'm going to assume that questions that may affect one of you likely would affect many of you, and that if we do have any questions that are causing heartburn across a percentage of the class more so than would normally be the case, I will absolutely, as always, be looking at the statistics on each of those test questions, and if I can see that we have some questions that were definitely leading people down the wrong path, or we're obviously causing confusion in some way, that will all be factored into your exam scores, as I will be throwing out some questions if I deem that there were very high percentages of people missing the questions or any other thing that I would find a kilter. So most of you have now had at least one exam with me. Some of you have had other classes from me and know that I'm very fair on this account. So I just don't want anyone stressing about the fact that I won't be there and how that might negatively affect your ability to do well on this exam. Okay, so with that, I really don't have a whole lot else to add other than you will see that the screen has been captured in one place this whole time. If you hadn't already noticed, it is showing you the full question number 1. So right there, go ahead, study ahead. Take down that. You should be able to study ahead and get number 1 right, if nothing else. So my gift to you for just putting up with all of this craziness is I had to be out of sync for a little bit, going to Spokane, getting surgery, and hopefully rejoining you as anticipated on Tuesday the 14th. So thank you so much, everybody, for putting up with some changes in the calendar from what was definitely anticipated at the beginning of the semester. I so appreciate your ongoing kind words and support, and just thank you very much for your flexibility, as I've had to deal with some personal challenges, and just can't thank you enough for your flexibility on your end as well. So with that, I'm signing off on this one. Good luck on the exam on Thursday, and I will be getting the grading sheets. I don't know if you'll have the exams back on Tuesday or not, but I will turn them around for you quickly. And just thank you again. Best of luck to you as you take that exam on Thursday, and I very much look forward to seeing you next Tuesday the 14th. Take care now. Bye-bye.